So I'm gonna walk the labyrinth here again. That'll be the third day in a row. Yeah, it's funny. Every time before I get started, I get ate up by fire ants, and it makes me mad. And I start kind of throwing a little hissy fit. A little better now. It seems as soon as I quit throwing the hissy fit, it doesn't burn as bad. I wanted to come out and do a little video. I did get some sting today from another fire uncle, I suppose. And why are they always aunts instead of uncles? But that's what usually stings my ass these days. So I sit here with me for a bit. I got called a narcissist again. I've been called that by my daughter, my oldest one. I've been called that now by my ex-partner. Other one called me manipulative. Yeah, you know, if we're playing empath narcissist, I'm definitely the empath. That's not from my own diagnosis. That's from being told I'm a super sponge. I'm a super empath. I've had compassion, empathy to my own detriment. On that scale of low self-esteem, healthy narcissism, and pathological narcissism, I'm definitely on the give up myself for others. I'm beginning to hold firm in some kind of identity, I suppose. I mean, my identity is mostly rooted in the rose. I'm back to being Rose here. Rose is just what sticks. Melia, calm waters today. It's pretty calm out there. I like this bay because it's pretty calm. And that's what Melia means. Marie Kyle is kind of the merging of Loki and Rose and Melia all together. Marie Kyle. I'm a miracle. It's a miracle that I'm standing here, breathing, actually able to walk up and down this path. I'm not in bed still dying, that I survived my mother and daughter's death, that I've survived another breakup, that I'm still loving, and now applying that to myself, which that's what I realized. I've been working that golden child, right? And then came across this golden shadow idea that you not only have this dark shadow, you have this golden shadow that was some of your gifts that you hid because they were shamed by someone else or whatever, usually in your childhood. And I was thinking back on that along with my niece, kindergarten, right? And I was such a showboat, and I loved attention, and I'd forgotten that I loved that, and that's in my golden shadow. And at that age, we're all narcissists. It's all about us. They gotta really pound it into us that it's not about us. And then they tell us what it's about, and I don't know about you, but for me, my whole life, I've been going, there's got to be more to life than this. Two people that stay together because of the kids, when they're making the kids miserable. What kind of example is that to set? Like, they've been telling me my whole life that Social Security would be gone before I turned 65, so, like, I never figured that was a count-on thing, and by the looks of everything, woohoo, like, yeah, that's really worth investing in, right? And it wasn't an option for me. It wasn't a choice I got to make to keep food on my children, in my children's mouths. Yeah, I've been eating according to what everybody else wants to eat. And tonight, like, I fixed me up a steak. And I had radishes and cucumbers and some tomatoes and an avocado with it. And yeah, I was like fixed some food for myself that I wanted. Like, wow, that's a new level of self-love for me. Treating myself well. Treating myself well. I treat other people really, really well. That has never been the problem. Like, I was a respected nurse. I've done elder care. You talk to the elders that I have taken care of. And while we may have crossed up on some ideological things and I left their spaces because they have a right to run their space however they want to, even if it's into the ground, it's my choice to leave, but I care for people. I do know how to care. Hospitality has been my study. You know, that's my thing. And I'm a caretaker, caregiver, a kayataki, a guardian, a companion. I am those things. What I haven't been is a leader, putting myself first, even deciding what it is that I want. Me as separate from whoever it is that I'm around. I've been told I'm the most intentional learner that this one person has met. And I go at this like I'm here to save my soul. And that means that I treat you the way I would want to be treated. I treat you like you are the divine in front of me and an aspect of me. And some aspects of me is still doing some stupid shit that this aspect I've figured out ain't the way to go. But yeah, we're all together at some point in all of this. So if I take care of me, I'm taking care of you right now, because, like, Barbara's the only one inviting me. Well, like, I was welcome down at La Akea, but, like, I wanted to experience this. I have a need for variety. A strong need for variety. A very strong, like, gypsy soul. And I have not found where I belong, really, to stay very long yet. As yet. And, you know, wandering gypsy souls belong everywhere. We just don't always stay because we're not honored or respected or treated well. And so we'll head on out and see what's around the next bend or on the other side of the island. Or, you know, when you're on a divine path, you go where you are called and invited. As long as you're needed, wanted, appreciated, respected, you stay to whatever it is done. And I connect today with one of the young men here that is, like, struggling with feeling authentic self-love. He asked me, do you do self-love? And I'm like, oh, do I do self-love? And he's like, oh, well, maybe that's why we've met here at the Dragonfly, which is a magical little portal thing. And I know some of y'all are, like, wishing yourselves here or whatever, and you're doing it pretty far out in the calendar. And I wouldn't do that if you really want to hook up with me, because I'm not sure how long I'll be here. I'm here right now. Right now. Just now. One time I was here in Hawaii, and that's all my phone said for time-wise was just now. Just now. Just now. I'm already in your past. I may jump to the future. I'm not sure where I may be, where spirit may move me, or when, or whatever. I know if nobody comes there to see me quite quickly, I'll probably get blown away. But yeah, don't put off thinking you got more time unless you've figured out how to make time. And if you've learned how to make time, why not do it now? Right? Because, like, as desires of our heart, the soul callings, they seem anti to everything generally we got going on in our life. But when we feel them and if we jump into them, my experience has been that you can't even decide anything about what you want afterwards because you're going to be so different. You're going to dream so different from the way you would before you got there that you wouldn't want what you dreamed of. And that's, most people are, we are manifesting from our subconscious mostly, unless you're conscious about a whole lot of things. Which few are with their language, much verbally, much less what's going on in their heads. Anyway, I went on a rant. I'm even ranting to myself these days, and this tree and me are having some awesome conversations, as are me and the pigs in the middle of the night sometimes, or early in the morning. But, yeah, this is a unique journey, and so today is day 3 for me of walking the labyrinth, and I will be putting up, I'm still working on it, the self-love for today. Is about authentic expression. That self-love will sit in the shit. Let those feelings be and explore them. Add a bit of fun that you enjoy the process, even if it's painful. Alchemy. And you shift it by adding some fun. And when it gets really, really thick, just recently I was really had a release coming out, and I was like, find the funny, find the funny, find the funny. After authentically feeling, because like there's a point that, and it helps to have a partner that won't let you, go too deep or stay down too long, and pull you out for even just a few breaths while you're being hit with the storm of emotions or memories from the past, and finding not only this life but many past lives. When we get to a certain level, we're not just us as far as our individual story in this lifetime. We're many, many things. We are those dogs barking in the background. We are those roosters calling in the background. We are that sunlight on the water. We are the water. Comes back to the water many, many times. Water. I am the water and the water is me. I am the river and the river is me. I am the sea and the sea is me. And I am that drop in the sea as well. So this little drop is loving herself today. I made myself some tea. I'm having a bit of Pocololo. I worked breakfast this morning, and then I took off about an hour early, finished about an hour early, because I've got extra hours that came up. I worked up here for a little while, getting some things organized, and then went down and fixed Barbara some dinner and prepped for breakfast in the morning. I'm on breakfast the next 3 mornings, and then I am off Monday and Tuesday, so into this 8-8 Lionsgate Heros Gamos internal divine union. I'm off those 2 days. I might take the 1.5-mile walk down to Two-Step and into the park and go pay homage to the peace god Lono. Studying up about him a bit. And Hanuman, my new flying monkey that's in service to me, and a benefit and an aid and a helper. Working on connecting with Hanuman and Lono, and enjoying Now Bay, the water, the solitude, the opportunity to be able to focus on myself. I know how much of a privilege that is. I mean, isn't it strange? Like, I have none, hardly, of the privileges that most of you have. Get a roof over my head, or a partner, or some kind of income, or keys to something. Everything I have fits in 2 suitcases in a bag. But I could even drop a bunch of that if, like, poof. Yeah. But I have the privilege of time. I've learned how to make some time. A lot of that's about priorities. Yeah, I make time for the divine. And it's led me to this. And I get to share it with you. So, I'm going to rock the labyrinth, and tonight I'm not taking it with me, but I am taking Christina and her sister into the labyrinth specifically because she reached out and asked. Tamara and Christina and their family. She faces her health challenges, and then us all to feel more self-love, to feel the love of the others who are self-loving coming back to us too. Because we're not the only ones doing this. We're not. I'm not the only one doing this. This is just my particular spin on it, my own particular filter, right? The Cajun Rose filter. And what the tools I have at my disposal. And whatever tools I have at my disposal, I am willing to share. Because only what we give away are we able to keep. And, yes. That's my video for tonight. Maybe I'll talk again later, but I'm going to go into the labyrinth now. Loving you. Peace, love, aloha.